I'm J C Hoffman. I'm the lead in Violent True Believer. That's me. I am now wearing the glorified sparkly version of what Bomber wears. And Violent True Believer was written and directed by Arlen Godwin. So I use an online service called Backstage. It has a list of casting calls. And Arlen had posted Violent True Believer on there. So I applied, and he emailed me information, I'd like to meet with you and talk to you about the role and so forth. So we had met in Old Town Alexandria, where I live. We had coffee and talked, and I guess we kind of hit it off. He saw my reels, he liked what he had seen. We seemed to connect and get along, and so he gave me the role. So, that was really nice, and we seemed to work really well together. That's his process. Everybody runs their casting differently. So it wouldn't be the first time I have been hired off my reels, but some people, they call you back 6 times. Everybody's different, but it worked out really well. I think we got a fantastic film out of it and a great relationship that we've built and can build upon for other films as well in the future. I had no interest whatsoever in acting my entire life until recently. I'm not spring chicken. I took classes at my local community theater, and then now I take classes in New York. I learned a lot. I have a long ways to go, but I find it challenging. Every day I go into class, I learn something new, and I see acting as a combat sport. I am super competitive, so I work really, really, really hard. Well, everybody has their own paths. I have a lot of friends who have a bachelor's in fine arts. I've taken a different path. I like characters that have multifaceted dimensions to them. They're not just crazy person or funny person. I like them where they have a flow to them. And I'm always drawn to the strong female character. That's, I guess, because it represents me. One thing I've always taken to heart, and I have learned, and it's worked well for me, when I first tried out for my first play at the Little Theater of Alexandria, Michael Baker Jr. taught me my first class, was helping me with it, and he said, don't change who you are. I was changing the character too much. He said, you're not going to get the job. He said, you're you. Always be you. You just put on a different suit jacket every time you get a character, but you're always you. It's all a different suit jacket, you just change it. So I've always taken it to heart since then. I'm always me. But you just, you put a different jacket on, you change the clothes a little bit. But underneath it, it's always you. So it's just a different version. She doesn't really know where to turn. Everybody she normally would turn to is not helping out. And I know it's a common problem. People, friends don't help, family. But she does take a road less traveled, as Robert Frost might say. But a lot of people don't take this road. They make other decisions. I'll just leave it at that. It's not run like a normal business. People ghost you for no reason. They'll, we'll send that email. It's 2 weeks later. It's not normal business terms and times. So you just got to learn to go with it. My aunt says, who's a big businesswoman, if I ran the business, it would be much smoother and nicer and on time. And she's right, but there's nothing on time about it. There's nothing necessarily nice about it. But as long as you understand this and you just roll and flow, and when you get a call, you're supposed to show up the next day. They give you, you're supposed to be on set tomorrow at 8 a.m., but you're not even in town. So you got to make it work. I mean, that's kind of the fun of it. It drives my husband mad. But that's it. Eyeliner's my nemesis. Yeah. And we have this hate-hate relationship. I had my makeup thing and I did it and it worked for me. It's what I did. But now I've had to learn a lot more because I'm responsible now when I go on out to a shoot a lot of times. They don't always have a makeup person where they might normally, but with COVID, there's so many other regulations that go on with makeup and hair that a lot of times they don't have a hair and makeup person per se because of those regulations. I always look and see what the producer or the director has done in the past. What do they always look for typically? Do they have a type or a genre they like? Look at the character description that they've written down. What can I get out of the script that they give me? Because that tells you a lot about a person. What are their hobbies? What is their job? How old are they? Do we know if they have kids? Do they have a dog? Where do they live? Do they live in rural? Do they live in the city? Do we know if they have a roommate? I mean, all these things tell you about somebody. Are they a computer person or do they work at a pet store? I mean, these are two different types of people we're dealing with, because each one is different. Each one I might like or dislike, and why are the reasons? So these all have to be very specific for each character. And with each film or web series or TV pilot or whatever you're doing, it's all going to change. But each and every single film you always do, it's always about the relationships. Every time. Yes, I do. Every time I have a new job, I get nervous. You're meeting new people, you're working with a new director, you're not 100% sure of their expectations. Can you hit what they want? It's no different than starting a new job every time you go on a set. Every time. But after I get there and you settle in, you get the feel of working with them, sometimes it's just like you've been there forever. I hate jinxing. I'm afraid if I mention too much, I'm just starting on a new project. It's too early to mention. I'm super excited. But I can talk about breaking news. It's an international web series based on YNTV news program. New news program. Woo, that's hard to say. So I play Jennifer Cole. I'm an international reporter, anchor. Well, not anchor yet, but wanting to be anchor. It has been a lot of fun making friends, literally from everywhere. So now, if I need a reader at 1 o'clock in the morning, well, I call London now because they're up. So besides being a physical therapist and trying to make somebody cry at least once a day, I enjoy boating and fishing in Chesapeake Bay. I also enjoy reading English murder mysteries, but I prefer somebody dies at least in the first 20 pages because other than that, I just get bored. I enjoy watching women's basketball. I don't think NBA is real basketball because they have an illegal defense. I love watching women's national soccer team, Go USA, as they rock. Yeah.